Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Southern Woods and Waters. I'm your host, Brandon Dowdy. I tell you what, tonight we are super excited. I've got a very, very special guest in here with me tonight. We're joined by Mr. Joey Monteleone, and you guys are pretty familiar with him. He has been on all sorts of different shows and podcast radio shows all over the Nashville area for quite a long time now. I know I've personally followed him and have loved keeping up with him, all of his kayak fishing and his adventures. Tonight we're going to be talking a little bit about the fact that the Nashville Boat Show is going on, and he's been down there, been very involved with that. And he's also released a book here recently, and it's called Be Tennessean Ya. What would you expect from him, of course, you know. But let's go ahead and pan out here and show our guests. I've got Dayton Blair here with us tonight, too. We've got to have our comic relief.
That's right, get the net or something.
Get the net once in a while. But Joey, thank you so much for being here tonight. It's an honor to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here. I enjoy doing this a lot.
Well, I tell you, let's just talk just for a minute about the boat show real fast. You've been down there today. What's going on down there this year that might be a little different?
Well, they brought back the hog trough, and when people say, well, we want, we miss that, and it's like they're listening. So they brought back the hog trough, and it's always fun. We've probably all done it or at least seen it, that you get up there and you get to see the reaction of the fish and how the baits actually work. So you can explain it. And a long time ago when I got started in TV, one of the lessons that I learned was you can't say it unless they see it. Yeah. So that's a really positive thing. The C&O Marine, who I love those guys, they're having some things for the kids, and it's going to be, they get to paint up their own crankbaits. Now, they're little pieces of wood, but it really is cool, and you're drawing kids in for this, so create a crankbait. There's over 300 boats down there. Wow. And there's something for everybody. And that's the thing that's unique about, in my opinion, about the Nashville Boat Show is you've got a great venue for it. And the other thing is, whether you want to water ski or jet ski, and I know jet skis, water ski, jet ski, pontoon boats, bass boats, just go fast boats. If you want to do something on the water, they've got it and the accessories. And if you want to take a vacation, they're going to say, hey, we've got such and such a resort. Yeah. So that's all right there. And if you got questions, the TWRA is there. They can answer your hunting questions, your fishing questions. You can re-register or pre-register your boat. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff to do, a bunch of stuff.
So there's something for everybody. And now kids, we mentioned this earlier because of my kids, 12 and under, kids are free.
Right.
And adult admission, I believe, is $12.
$12.
Is that right?
Yeah. And the show tomorrow starts at noon and runs till 9. On Saturday it starts at 10, runs till 9, and Sunday runs from 11 to 5.
Oh, all weekend. While it's raining, you guys, you got this rainy weather, windy weather. Get down there to the boat show.
And what I say
down there tomorrow too,
I say whether or not.
Whether or not.
Whether or not.
Yeah. And for us, I mean, if it's raining, we always kind of laugh because I'm sure we've all done the same thing. And people say, so do you fish in the rain? I said, the fish are always wet. They don't know the difference.
Right.
Yeah, we're going.
They don't know a bit of difference.
No, we're going. I said you can be if you're late, you're left, because I said we're going fishing.
Yeah. Now, who are some of the other seminars going on down there this weekend?
Billy Hurt, who we all know, and they talk about fishing ledges and drops on Kentucky Lake. And, probably years ago, I remember the Schraders were people that probably, I don't know that they pioneered it, but they knew a lot. They sure knew a lot about it.
When no flasher started.
No, and Billy Hurt's down there, he's talking about that, and he's talking about the topwater bite. And Angie Scott, who's a registered captain with the United States Coast Guard, is down there, and she's got women's adventures, and she's got I think she runs a pontoon boat on Priest also, so can take people out. And again, there's a few other people that are doing things, but again, that's just the unique thing about that show is it's a collection of people that all have a love for somewhat the same thing. Yeah. I mean, outdoors, you either like it or you don't, and if you don't like it, you just haven't done it right.
And if you like a little taste of Nashville, you can get that too.
You can. I mean,
just a light. It ain't got to be nothing spectacular. Just a couple of days or one night.
Well, it's kind of like everything else. I tell people that's why there's chocolate and vanilla ice cream. Is you may not like this, but you may see something down there. It may just be a vacation spot. Yeah. Right. So go out there, and you're never too old to start fishing or start boating. I mean, it's for everybody.
We tell people that all the time. It don't matter. They can be 6 years old or 60. if they haven't been, get them out there and teach them. That's all it takes.
And you know what we've seen over the course of the years, because I guided a little bit, and in my book I talk about guiding up in Canada canoe trips, so in wilderness canoe trips, and it opens up a whole new world of people that probably wouldn't do it on their own.
Sure.
But you take, you know, because there's bears
Right.
and there's, but you know, tell people, I said, my number one thing is to keep you safe, and I'm going to do that. And I said, as far as catching fish, you don't have to worry about that. We're going to catch fish. So we'd have a fish fry at night. And again, it's the memories that go with that. And when you start talking about bringing in neighbors or neighbors' kids, or again, anybody of any age, I've seen people that caught fire when they retired on fishing, saying,
Yeah.
you know, I
all
wish
of a
I'd
sudden they have time to do it.
they have
Right.
time,
You
and,
know?
and then it's always, I wish I would have started this sooner.
Yeah.
Well, just don't give up on that thought. Keep going.
That's right, and get somebody else younger started. You know, somebody else that you know, get them started sooner.
Some of my favorite, and I've got on my computer, I have somewhere between 8,000 and 10,000 pictures. I've lost track, but I can tell you my favorite pictures are pictures that I have of people, and it's not all kids, but people with their first fish.
Yeah.
That's special.
It is.
It's just one of those, you know, you can, it's your first buck.
Golf game or anything like that.
And when you know you're given something, you know, none of us is going to be here forever. If you look at those hearses, there's no luggage racks. So when you're leaving, what are you leaving? Are you leaving a legacy where you taught somebody something, or are you just kind of taking that with you? And that was part of my reason for writing the book is, you know, I tell people I'll be 69 in about 5 weeks, and I said I don't even buy green bananas anymore. So I think what you want to do is make sure that you're passing it on.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what we do here. The same thing. We're all about passing it on. We just got involved. We were talking earlier about it, getting involved with these kids in the Bass Nation tournaments, and there's so many new opportunities out there now to get kids involved. So I think it is important sometimes, like you said, to kind of focus on some of the adults that haven't had the opportunity, because there's a lot of opportunities out there for the kids, and we like to get behind that. But
Think about this for a second. They give college scholarships now for
isn't
fishing.
that
yeah.
something?
I tell people all the time, I said, I'm not really very smart, don't look very smart. And I said, but I skipped 4 years of school. You all call it college.
Yeah, yeah.
And had I have known
I
that
mean, can we go back to college?
well, now I don't want to.
Well, I mean, we could start.
Yeah.
We could
I
try
don't
to,
think there's an age restriction or anything.
that's what I'm
that you
asking.
can-
I mean,
Well, I
can
got kicked out of high school a couple of times. I don't think college is for me.
Oh, okay, well,
Oh, man. Well, guys, we're going to go over and do this week's wild game forecast. This week's wild game forecast is being sponsored by our friends at Wilson Bank and Trust. You can stop in at one of 28 Middle Tennessee locations, talk to them about all your banking and financial needs, and be sure to tell them thank you for everything that they do for us right here at Southern Woods and Waters. All right, guys. You know, we were kind of hitting on forecast a little bit while ago. Got a lot of water right now, don't we, guys? There's a lot of water moving.
More coming.
More
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
And so, what are the fish doing right now, Joe? I mean, you know, with this heavy water, what changes with there?
Well, one of the things is, whether it's in the book or whether I'm doing the radio or doing whatever else, is that if you're in tune with what the fish are doing, part of that is knowing water temperature and water color. Water temperature is going to tell us what mode they're in, whether it's in the spring, it's pre-spawn, spawn, post-spawn, and then when it gets into summer, we know they go into the doldrums. One of the things I always kind of laugh at, though, is people have these preconceived ideas, and they're saying, well, it's summer and they're all deep, and it's like, don't ever believe that.
that's exactly right.
Most
So
of
we talked about 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
isn't it?
most of my big fish come out of 3 to 8 feet of water, and it really doesn't matter too much what time of year it is.
Yeah.
So if you know what the temperature is, that's part of it. Water color dictates for me. You know, I bring 3 color crankbaits to my seminars, and I say, okay, take a shad pattern. If you got where it's just super slick, no wind, you got no cloud cover, and you got bright sunshine, you go with a very neutral color. You ramp that up to the next pattern is their crawfish pattern. That's when you got a little bit of wind and you got a little color in the water and a little bit of cloud cover. And then the one I call too wet to plow when the water's so dirty, then you just throw a fire tiger.
Yeah.
And that's what I do with crankbaits. And I don't do anything too awful different with my other baits. One of the things that I would tell people is, you know as much about this or more, both of you do probably than I do, but what I would say is don't follow the leader all the time. Do something a little bit different. You know, when everybody says, oh, I'm flipping jigs around willow bushes, and I'm not saying that they're not there, but none of the fish do all the same thing at the same
That's right.
time.
There's many
Exactly
fish
right.
out
Yeah,
there.
that's
They're
right.
not in the same place or not in the same water.
We can go to Priest
Same
and
level.
you could come back in and somebody, you come back from a tournament and somebody says, we're on a cranking pattern. Somebody else says, I'm on a jig pattern. Somebody else says,
Yeah.
we're catching them on real subtle finesse baits. You know, there's always different patterns emerging. And the hard part, I've always believed the hard part is not catching fish, it's finding fish. If you can find them, you can catch
Or
them.
adapt yourself to what they've done.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to change. There's no doubt about it. People are not used to change. If they cannot catch fish on what they use every day, it just can't. They can't handle it. They just you just keep throwing it.
Yeah.
But here's what's different.
We got to go over and we want to remind you all to follow us on our Facebook page. Give us a like and follow there. We're actually just about to 10,000 likes this week, and when we get there, we got something special for everybody we're going to be giving away. So give us a like and follow. Keep up with us. We'll give you an update from the boat show this weekend, as a matter of fact, let you know how we're doing down there. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have this week's pictures of the week and some more Southern Woods and Waters.
Hi, I'm John Hopkins. It's time for this year's Frostbite Big Bass Open. The Frostbite will be held at Fate Sanders Marina on the last Saturday in February. We offer affordable entries for anglers. Competitors will have 3 times to weigh in bass throughout the day, which includes several ways to win money. $2,000 will be presented to the winners of the biggest bass. Entry forms can be found by visiting your area tackle outlets, or you can register and pay online at tnbassmasters.com.